To me, there's just something comforting about watching coffee pour. I don't know what it is. I think that's one of the things that attracted me to learning how to drink this in my 50s. And now I look forward to it every morning, just like most of the world.
Hi, I'm Bonita and I am early retired. I'm not old enough yet for Social Security. I'm living on a low income and I am living off of savings. And right now, I'm spending the winter in my RV in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. I normally live in Kansas. I have frugal videos all year round, and I hope that you will join me this year in 2025 as we share ways to save money and live our dreams.
Today is our women's group, and I am making some cupcakes in my tiny little oven here. My mother-in-law got me this tea towel of cats with flower crowns. I just think it is so adorable. But yeah, today we have that, and I'm going to take you along and give you a little sneak peek of our women's group that we do once a month here in the park. And of course, when I'm done making my cupcakes, I shut off the oven and leave that door open to get that heat that I've already paid for. So it's been cooler down here. I don't want to complain because it's been so cold with a cold snap all through the country. But today it's only going to be in the 40s. We've had some days in the 50s. And when there's cloud cover down here, it is a lot colder than the temperature says. So if the sun comes out, it's more true to the temperature that it says. But there has not been any sun over the last several days, and that's supposed to continue for a few more days. So even though I'm living in my RV, I try to do things as frugally as possible. I want to use my money to do some sightseeing. I brought food with me. I brought that cake mix with me. I had bought it on sale around Christmas for 99 cents. And I brought some of those little applesauce cups that I'm using as oil replacement for one of the egg replacements. And I also brought my club soda from home that was flat that needed used up to replace the rest of the eggs in the cake mix. So eggs have gotten crazy. We probably all know that. I've heard they are in the double digits in Canada. Let me know if that's true. But my husband says they're $4 a dozen at Aldi back home. Now, I'm not a big egg eater, and I can use other things that I brought with me, like this, as egg replacement in my baking. And I will eat other things for protein while I'm here. So eggs will probably not be on my shopping list for the entire 3 months that I'm down here, unless the price goes down. I get a lot of questions about, what do you eat in the RV? Can you show us some of the things that you eat? So I wanted to tell you that that fish that I brought home from the American Legion when I went out with my in-laws, one of the first few nights that I was here, I wrapped that in foil and made two different meals out of that fish. I had a baked potato with a Swiss chard salad out of my garden for one of the first meals. I had a sauteed sweet potato with red pepper and a Swiss chard salad with the other piece of fish another night. They were huge meals. I was so full. But I normally do not buy packaged items, but I do pick them up if I see them on deep discount and they're a good deal. So before I left, I went to Ollie's discount store and I found this boxed tomato soup. Now, this boxed tomato soup at Aldi is like $4.12, but I got it for $1.79. And it says there are 4 servings, but I was able to get 5 out of here. It's kind of like cutting open your toothpaste or cutting open your lotion. If you work with this box and smack it around pretty good, you can get a whole nother bowl of soup out of this thing once it looks like you've had your 4 servings. So I had that for about 3 meals, and with it, I had some club crackers, name brand, that I bought on sale at Dillon's before I left. They had a special for $1.99. Now, these come with 3 sleeves of crackers, and after eating 5 servings of that soup. I still have this much of one of the sleeves and 2 of these left. So this goes a long way. But I bought about 3 boxes of that soup to bring with me. Now, they also sell a kind that has red pepper in it, and it is delicious. This one is just plain creamy tomato soup, but I have my own basil spice here in the camper, and I put a little bit of basil seasoning in there. Oh my gosh, it took it to a whole nother level. So I am planning on enjoying these on some of the days that are colder. I'm also going to be using my crock pot and cooking here in the camper. And I showed you I'm using my oven right now. So I will be cooking in the camper, but I brought a few of these on deep discount for the days that I just don't feel like dragging out a bunch of stuff and cooking. And that's a good idea, even if you live at home. Have some easy, inexpensive things that you can pull out and make on the days that you might be tempted to go pick something up from somewhere else and pay for it. You're probably thinking to yourself, why does she have all these lights on if she's frugal? It's really dark this morning. It's really cloudy, and it gets even darker in the camper. And I do have some of my sunshades down to keep some of the cooler air from feeling like it's penetrating into the camper. And so it's darker in here. So I turned them on just for the video. I will shut them off. And normally I just keep one on where I'm sitting to read, and that way I can see to read. But other than that, I don't run anything during the day down here, just like at home. I don't run my lights. I don't run my heat. I just bundle up unless I get really, really cold. And I do run the heat at night so that I'm comfortable, because I need to be comfortable and warm to sleep. But during the day, I just tough it out and I just bundle up. I did bring a scarf. I brought one of my heavier jackets. I brought boots. I brought knee socks because I know January can be cold down here. So I do bundle up, and I do try to preserve my propane as much as possible. And I went over to our little library that's here in the park that just has donated books, but they are extraordinary. The library here is just about as big as our little school country library that's about 7 miles from my house at home. But this library is open 24 hours a day. It is on the honor system. And I was so excited when I went over there and found 2 pre-sequels to the 900-page book that I just read, and I am starting those now. There's also one that goes after it. I didn't realize it was a series when I started reading it, and I found out that it is. So I have 2 more 900-page books to read with it, but it goes so fast. That's one thing about retirement. The days go so fast. And when I'm down here in the Rio Grande Valley, they go even faster. And you would think that they would slow down because I'm alone a lot of the time with the cat, but they don't. And that just goes to show, when you are enjoying your life and when you look forward to each day, they don't drag. And when you're going to work and they drag, that's usually a sign that you're not content. So let me know, do your days go fast or do they drag? So I've been doing a lot of reading, and I've also been sewing. I finished my last dresser scarf. So I'm going to be starting on the ones that I purchased before I came down here. My daughters added lace to them as my Christmas present. I had my 2 oldest daughters split the ones I bought and add lace to them, and they did a fabulous job. And so I'm going to be starting on those next. I'm really excited to do that. So those are some of the things I do when it's cold down here and I can't really go out and do much. One of the other things that one of my daughters made me for Christmas is this candle. I brought it with me because my son in law pointed out this was Mexico's flag's colors. And after all, I'm just 3 miles from Mexico. But she put this little twig in there. I did get it next to the stove and melted it just a tiny bit, but I absolutely love this candle. I told her it was just too pretty to burn. So sometimes these frugal homemade gifts, they're the things that mean the most. I went over to the clubhouse. I refilled my water jugs with their reverse osmosis water that they have over there for free. And I have just been cozying down with a book and my sewing and just relaxing and decompressing. And you probably say, what are you decompressing from? You've been retired for over a year. Well, at home, I do a lot of little projects and I do a lot more cooking and I do a lot more cleaning. As this is a smaller home while I'm in my RV, I don't have as much to do. So I have a lot more free time to just enjoy myself and do some of my frugal hobbies. Here's some of the projects that I'll be working on. This is a Christmas one with holly, and I had my two oldest daughters split these numerous packages that I bought with doilies and dresser scarves and just put the lace on it for me for Christmas for a frugal present, something that I wanted. They know I'm decluttering. I don't need a lot of stuff around my house. And these are something that I really wanted. They're both good at sewing. And I guess my youngest daughter is going to be the next one to do it whenever I finish all of these projects, which will probably take me a few years because my daughters said this was incredibly difficult to do to put this on there. They did a lovely job, though. One of the daughters had worked at David's Bridal, and she altered wedding dresses. So, a wonderful seamstress. The other one is very crafty. She makes her daughter her own Barbie clothes and all kinds of things. And they said this was incredibly difficult, that the instructions were awful, and they finally just disregarded the instructions and did it themselves. But sometimes things like this are just more meaningful, you know? So when I do this, I will know that my daughters helped me put on the lace. And it also made it where they didn't have to spend any money on me this Christmas when they both have families.
This women's group is hosted every month. You just bring your favorite snack or a bottle of wine.
June. Let me take you to the junior prom. July. Like a firecracker all aglow. August. When you're on the beach, you see a yeah, yeah. My heart's in a whirl. I love my little calendar girl every day. Every day, every day, every day of the year.
I hope you enjoyed that little glimpse into what a casual day here at the 55 and over park in early retirement looks like in the winter. I'm enjoying myself so much. I'm getting to do things that I love to do. I've made so many friends. I'm so glad that you all have come along with me for the winter. Please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next video.